New CME everyone, welcome to this video. I'm here with Sister Renee, and today we're going to be talking about how to grow spiritually even when you're busy, like when you have a full-time job or you have so many other things you have to do in addition to your job. How do you grow spiritually? I'm just gonna start off by asking Sister Renee very quickly to just give a quick intro of yourself, and then we'll start with the topic.
Okay, very good. Hi, guys. My name is Sister Renee. I am from the U.S., Missouri, the United States, and I am, I guess, a part of the Beulah panel, joining to comment occasionally about different topics of interest, and I'm excited to be here today to talk about spiritual growth.
Awesome. And I'm IKEKE. I forgot to mention that. I'm still also a member of the Beulah Charity team. Okay. All right. So we'll start very quickly. We have a few questions here. I mean, when you think of spiritual growth, what does that bring to mind?
Yeah, for me, I think I like to frame it in terms of growth in a relationship with the Most High. That's how I want to frame it. And for me, it involves, worship and intimacy with the Most High.
Yes, exactly. And obviously, when you say growth, you think that the more you do it, you find that some changes, something to show you that there's some growth happening, let's see.
Absolutely. Yeah, in terms even of some people, I'd like to think of it even as sanctification, transformation. I was this way, and now I know that I respond differently sometime later. So yeah, there is a change. Absolutely.
Yes, very true. And a lot of growth also, I think some of the best growth you can get is through fasting. So you do your prayers and you also, do some fasting. So you find out that that's where people see the most shift in that relationship with the Most High. The more they fast, the more they, in fact, they start to hear Him more and just become, like you said, more intimate with Him.
Yes.
And so the next question would be, what do you think would be the best time of day for prayer in general?
That's a hard one for me because I don't know. I tend to look at it in terms of like an ongoing dialogue all day, particularly since we're talking about busy schedules. Yeah. Sometimes you can't just steal away, to pray for an hour or anything like that. So sometimes I find that I'm just kind of talking and involving Him in my day, and that still kind of helps me to grow as well, whatever I'm working with. But in terms of a set time to pray, I have heard that the mornings are a little bit different, kind of like the early morning hours, but I'm not really a morning person. So I tend to kind of wait till my house is quiet, when the kids are asleep, and then I've got some time before I lay down. So that's what works best for me at this stage. But
okay, yeah, that makes sense. For me, I mean, just like you said, it's something you want to be doing incremental. Just any chance you get. Some people, it's when they wake up in the morning, they just like, they wake up 15 minutes before they get ready for work. They usually do some kind of devotional or whatever. Some people just before they go to bed. Some people do both. Some people, like you said, throughout the day, you're talking to the Most High, in some way. About the early morning though, what I've heard as the best time is before the sun rises, before the sun comes up. Yes. There's a very good scripture for that, actually. Job. I've seen let me just look that up. Job, Job chapter 38, verse 12. There is where the Most High was asking Job whether he had commanded the morning. He said, have you ever commanded the morning since your days began and caused the dawn to know its place? So basically, this is an indication that you can control the elements. You can, before the sun rises, because what happens is that in the is this with these people, well, let's just say people who are kind of on the side of the enemy, you know, they tend to do a lot of their stuff at night between midnight and 3 a.m. So when you pray before the sun comes up, it's easier for you to neutralize what they've already done, because a lot of what they do is linked to the heavens or to the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, and the stars. And they kind of use that. It's like almost like they program those things. And so during the day, some things are happening to you, and you don't understand that it's already been done in the night, right? So before the sun comes up, you want to neutralize that. So you neutralize what's going on in the heavens, or what they may have placed there, so with your prayer. So before 5 a.m., I would say is the best time to pray. It's most effective to be able to neutralize anything the enemy has done the night before, or that same night, that early morning. And that based on the Job 38:12 too, that is the Most High asking him, have you commanded the morning? Have you told the dawn, caused the dawn to know its place? So you command the heavenlies.
Okay. So what's the scripture again?
Job 38 verse 12.
Okay. Thank you. I'll look it up. Very good.
And then another question is, how would you like fasting while holding a full-time job? What would be, you have any tips for people on how to do that effectively?
Yeah, well, now I do have a little bit of fasting, and I guess I started the discipline when I was laid off, so maybe it was a little bit easier. Yeah. But what I found is that even if you do one day a week, as you had mentioned, you do develop that intimacy, and you just feel, you feel a spiritual connection with doing it a little bit. I would say do whatever you can, but for me, I pick one day a week, that I'm going to fast, and just begin to develop the discipline of doing it. And it gets a little bit easier. Now I go from maybe dinner, to dinner. So like from 6, I eat my meal, and then I lay down, and I've had some time to rest and let the body, not be so strained or whatever. And then I can get up and get on with my day and not be bothered so much by it, and be able to pray and just, just sense his presence just by doing that, just by being disciplined with it, and then there are other times that I may be able to go a little bit longer if I have a weekend or something like that. But I would say just the discipline of doing it, yes, daily and regularly, even if it's just something small, just get into the habit of doing it. And then it becomes a little bit easier, so you can still kind of function and do what you need to do. And again, because I guess my approach is just continual prayer, so that just seems to kind of, the two together is very powerful for me. So
awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Because I listen to a lot of the prophets like Brother Jonathan and Sister Carrie Ann, and sometimes they talk about fasting, dry fasting, which is supposed to be the most powerful of all of them. And it just for me, something goes on in my brain when when I'm trying to do a dry fast. It's like I can't function. So it's actually difficult to pray. when, so I don't know. I'm working on it. I know I'll get better at it. But so what I did, I followed Brother Jonathan's example. He said you start a little at a time. So maybe you do you might start with 6 hours. You should make better on a weekend. And now I'm focusing now on dry fasting, because you could do others. You could do just drinking water, which is easier. And for me, it's more difficult because I'm in the desert, so like trying to not drink water the whole day, you just feel really, really parched.
Yes.
So what he said was to maybe start slow. Maybe you do like a 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the night, and just pray a lot in between, do a dry fast. That I can do out here. but I tried to do a 3-day dry fast once, and I was barely alive, but it I don't know if I'll do that again. Not here anyway. Maybe I'll wait till I get to where it's humid, because the water part was hard. So I'll only be doing water fasting for now until I leave the desert, because I will be moving out of here at some point. Okay, so effective fasting while holding a full-time job would be obviously on, if you're doing a dry fast, your off days, like the day you're off from work, you can just like has been suggested, maybe 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. type of thing, like just a 12 hours to start. But for those who are not professional fasters, because we have some people who are really good at it, they just go on 7 days, drinking water only. I really admire them, and I hope to get there someday. If you can do a little every day, so you're just like, maybe you could do like a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. kind of thing, or 12 midnight to 12 midday, or 12 midnight to 3 p.m. kind of thing. For a daily thing, it might be just like 12 midnight to 12. So you don't, to 12 noon. So you don't, it's easier that way. So if you have to go to work, you just wait to eat until at noon is when you actually eat. So it's just about finding what works for everyone. I like that daily approach. I think that's pretty amazing, because then it doesn't, your body gets used to it. Because what I noticed, what I used to do, I would wait till the weekend, but before the weekend, I would eat so much. I would eat a lot, because I think if I eat more, then I'll have enough to hold me a weekend. But by the time the weekend comes, and I've spent just only 6 hours not eating, I'm hungry, like very hungry, So I don't think eating that much is going to help. I think it's just training your body every day to eat at certain times. And then
now let me make one correction though, because I didn't mean like I fast every day, but I said like 1 day a week. So like every Wednesday or every Thursday, I'm going to just develop the discipline of doing it.
I see, yes.
And then, like I said, I'll maybe eat supper. Yeah. Like if I'm going to fast Wednesday, I will eat a little bit Tuesday night, 6, 7, 8 o'clock or whatever. And then that's going to be it until that same time the next day. Yes. And so I don't know. I kind of find that, I guess, like if I'm going to eat and then I lay down and I'm going to sleep till, the morning, I've got a pretty big chunk where the body kind of, nourished itself and rested, and I'm not, pushing it so much. So then I can kind of get through, a good chunk of the day and not be too bothered by it, maybe a little bit thirsty. But, and also I would add that with the, like the dry fast, that is a bit challenging for longer days for me. But what I do find is if I'm fasting like liquids or something, fasting food and drinking liquids, sometimes if you even are just doing like a little flavored water, or just a little, lemon water or something or the other, or a little tea or something like that, you can go for longer periods, with just kind of give it when the body is give it a little bit of what it needs. And then you can kind of, it'll dampen it down a little bit, so that you can kind of continue. So I don't know. I think I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of working and growing with it too, like you said, but it just seems like the discipline and getting it, the practice and getting it conditioned, to be able to do that is going to kind of build up to something greater, after a while. So.
Oh, I fully agree. I fully agree. I think right now I do like a once a week, like a dry fast, just 1 day. And what I wanted to do was to there are people who do this intermittent fasting. They don't do it for spiritual reasons. They do it because of someone trying to lose weight, or just control their eating habits. And so that if I was going to, which is what I want to do it daily, I would do it 12 midnight to 12 noon, because that's the easiest really when you look at it, because you part of that time you'll be sleeping, and by the time you get to work and it's lunchtime, then it goes quicker. It kind of goes in a way that it's not that it's not as noticeable as is when you do it like is it like maybe 12 noon to 12 midnight, in which case your whole day is kind of no food and you have to go to work. That's more difficult. But if
Right.
like, so if you want to do it like if you wanted to do it every day and you had work to do, I would say maybe about noon, 12 midnight to noon would be the easiest, because
The
people already do
easiest.
that anyway. Yeah. So, boy, I mean, I would interested to know what people who watch this video think. I mean, we want to get their comments and how they do it or how they've achieved it in the middle of being very busy. And
Yes.
then so do you have any other thing you'd like to add on this particular matter?
Well, yeah, I do, because I think maybe, and because just as you were speaking, I felt like maybe, if the emphasis was on that you're really trying to grow spiritually, if you're maybe not concerned about, I'm not eating, but you're concerned about, okay, I'm pursuing, the Most High, and just finding something else, even if you were, for instance, if you were not, if you decided you're going to fast overnight, if you were even playing scripture, or playing music or something that is still nourishing you, even though, you're not eating. I guess I'm trying to put the emphasis on the fact that the reason that you would be fasting is that you're pursuing the Most High. So those things that would feed and do that in the process would maybe kind of minimize the fact that, oh, I'm not eating, and then make it a bit more bearable. So just try to grasp every moment, and focus on what your goal is, in terms of, why am I doing this? Because you're really in pursuit of the Most High. So, just maximize every opportunity, get some worship music playing, get some scripture playing, get some, just edification, to boost your body up, even while you're sleeping, and you're fasting. So it's not a wasted time even if you're doing overnight. I don't believe so.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's very, very good point there. That's a very good point. There must be something about my metabolism that just shuts down my brain when oh my God.
No,
Yeah,
it could
hard,
be.
very hard.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I eat a lot, but I don't put on any weight, so it means I'm really burning. I burn food like true. So maybe I might just have to just for dry fast. Like I said, I can do 24 hours, no problem. Beyond that, it becomes very hard. So maybe I'll just do a dry fast. First day, if I'm doing like a 3-day fast, and the other 2 days I can drink some juice or something.
Yeah, and then maybe just what works for you. What works for
Exactly.
each individual and where you are. Yeah. Because again, I think the goal is just you're after the Most High. So I think I believe he honors just that attempt at worshiping it and at worshiping him. So.
Oh no, absolutely, I agree. Because I just remember now that one of the videos that Brother Jonathan did, it was like, "Don't go and die and say it was me who asked you to fast and you died." He said you take it easy, Don't kill yourself because you're trying to, I always laugh when I remember that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that will get better. It was really this year I
Yes.
started fasting, so I know it will get better. It was just nice to get like tips from everyone and just talk to other people
Yes.
what they're doing and maybe find ways. Some people have certain eating patterns, and I say, okay, the day before, eat only maybe vegetables, or you're like a few days before, just eat lots of salads to cleanse your system, because I realize that if your bowels are not clean and then you're fasting, your body's going to be asking for water to get rid of stuff. It's going to be making you more thirsty. So it might be a good thing to cleanse before fasting.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. I could see that. Yeah. I could see the need for that.
Okay. And then I have a few more things here. Just I think we've talked. Because I wrote down a whole bunch of things to say, okay, let's touch on these, but we've already touched most of them, which is great. So I mean, when people get busy, I mean, there are people. It could be because of their jobs, because of their children, you know, or they just have multiple jobs. Sometimes they have to take care of the home, chores, all kinds of things. And
Yes.
one of the things you mentioned that I really like is the short, you know, doing short prayers throughout the day. When you find out you can do that, you and I'm going to say how. I'm going to say how. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Why? Because if you, it's like you having a best friend sitting next to you every day, just following you everywhere. You talk to them. You're not just going to ignore them, right? So
Right.
if you have a job where you're customer facing, you know, for like you're standing like for 6 hours facing customers, there's thoughts going on in your head, whether you like it or not. Those thoughts can involve the Most High, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
and no matter how busy your job gets, you're solving a problem. You're trying to solve a problem. You're trying to provide a service. Involve him. Ask him to help you. Every time
Yes.
something goes well, thank you, Most High. You know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's no. When you look at it, there's really no excuse.
Yes. I love that. I love that. You know, I used to work, because I had that same thought that, even with the distractions, you want to bring him into that, because I think he's glorified. He's like, I'm here. I can help you, ask me. So, but I know I have worked client facing before, but my last jobs, it was, kind of not a warehouse type thing, but, it was a closed space. But I'd just kind of be in my section, just singing and, worshiping in my head. And, people were probably looking like, what is wrong with her? But I didn't care, it's like, I'm working, so don't worry about what I'm doing, but just making melody in my heart though, to the Lord. And I think with all of it, it's just the place that we give him, we want him to be exalted, and we want him to, just like you said, if that's your best friend, he's there all the time. So, you're talking to him and you're aware of his presence, and you're just acknowledging him and asking for his help and thanking him and praising him. And if something gets difficult, help me, and because go back to what we talked about, the spiritual growth, I think that may be a good barometer, is to see the change that he makes in you. Because I think he uses our parenting, uses our jobs, uses our marriages or whatever it is, to kind of reflect back on us with what needs to change. And then when we see, oh, okay, he's fixed that in me, or he's healed that in me, or that doesn't bother me as much anymore, then that shows the transformation. It shows that we've grown, because we maybe would have reacted one way last year, and then this year, we're like, oh, I'm not the same person, so that's the whole purpose of the spirituality and the growth and the maturity, is to get to, for at least as far as I could see it, is to be made whole and get back to our place and our destiny, and begin to act like, his sons and daughters in that. So I think the busyness, it's a distraction, but it could be a good thing. It could be a good thing.
Yeah. Because then you can involve him even more. Because if you had nothing, you were doing nothing, and you were idle, there'll be nothing to pray about.
Yes.
So if you're busy, that's great. That means you can grow even better when you're busy.
Yes. Yes.
And even sorry, just that people don't. It's not that they wouldn't do it. Many people don't know they can do this. They don't realize the power of doing that, and I don't blame them, because we're living in Babylon essentially, right?
Yes.
And Babylon is made to disconnect you from the Most High. That's the essence of just about everything that they provide readily for you, is to cut you off from the Most High, keep you distracted. So if people knew they could do this, then it's something you start gradually, and just be in constant prayer. Everything you do, talk to him about it. If it went well, thank him. If it doesn't go well, ask him to help you. How it's just wherever you are. It might be in the checkout at the supermarket.
Yes.
Anywhere at all.
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
And you will grow faster. Actually, the more busy you are, you grow faster, because you'll be talking to him all the time.
Yes. Absolutely. And even with the children, I find that my son, even he was busy chatting. I was trying to work and he's busy. Mama, can I? Mama, can I? But sometimes the kids may be distracted. But what our family we try to do is to bring them on in as well. So you're chatting. Okay, well, come and let's talk to you about this scripture. Come here, we're gonna pray. Come here. So that we try to just involve the family. With prayer time and devotion time and things like that. Come on, everybody come around, because you're trying to bother me. So come on, we're all going to talk and we're going to read this, so just to involve the distractors sometimes, as far as the family responsibilities, but get everybody on board, get everybody on board that you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So, and also another way, I realized that another way that you could also, kind of help your growth is through things like apps on your phone. Sometimes you find some of these apps that when you open them at that day, they would just give you like a daily scripture. That's not, because scripture is important, because even when we talk about constant prayer, sometimes you want scripture to be playing in your mind, because if you read it enough, it starts to, even in your dreams, it starts to play back. Your mind plays it back to you because you are so used to reading it. So to help with that, sometimes you have apps, sometimes you have these audio books, audio Bibles.
Yes.
Things that you can listen to maybe on the way to work.
Yes.
While you're working, yeah. Or while you're vacuuming the house, things like that.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Yes.
Okay, and then so like you said, another way is when you wake up in the morning, you want, like, because even though you're doing dedicated prayers, doing like little prayers during the day, sometimes you want a block of time, to just get that prayer in fully, because when you're out in public, you can't always pray as loud as you want. So when you wake up in the morning, maybe 15 minutes, do some devotional, some singing, some whatever, however long you want, but make it longer if you want. And at the end of the day, before you go to bed, make that effort. Don't wait till you are falling asleep before you want to pray, because it's so easy to fall asleep while you're praying.
Yes.
So
yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, so that's another thing. And let me see. And I'm sure people can also kind of just make that effort to make time, because sometimes if you look at your schedule, you can see, oh, I have this hour thing that I want to watch on Netflix. Maybe I could spend time, because these days, to be honest, Netflix these days, there's very little there that will help your spiritual growth. Even the thing they put on the Most Highs on the Isaiah, all of it is false. When you come to look at it, when they're portraying him, there's a lot of false images and things there. So Netflix is, I used to say Netflix is great, but I don't think it is. I think it's not. I don't think it's good. If you want to grow spiritually, I don't think it helps you a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That may be. Yeah. I never subscribed, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Some of the programming there is they have some really questionable stuff on there. I mean.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but I mean a lot of good stuff, but a lot of, when it comes to portraying Isaiah, they have some really objectionable. But that's why I unsubscribed, because I saw a movie made in Brazil where he was portrayed as some gay guy that had a boyfriend, something like that. It was just yeah, But the truth of the matter is that when you come to look at the actual image that they portray of yes, that's not Isaiah. That's not him. They have their own image. So if they want to portray that as being gay or whatever, then maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they're trying to tell us something about their image, because that's not Isaiah. Isaiah don't look like that, and he never did any of that. So it's not about getting angry now. It's about realizing that they are portraying a truth about something that belongs to them.
Yes.
Not ours.
Not ours. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I stop getting angry when I see anything. Some people put a image of the Christ on the cross and he's doing yoga on the cross. You know,
Oh,
yeah, I've seen some really crazy stuff, but it's their image, it's their
mm,
maybe they're making fun of what happened, but which is horrible.
yes,
Those things I
yes,
just look at and say, this is their God. It's not my God. That's not the God I serve. That's not the Messiah I know. So they're
mm,
talking about their own entity or deity or whatever it is they bow down to.
yes. Wow.
That helps me to control the. If I'm not getting really angry, so I don't. It's something to be angry about. It's their reality. Don't get it. It's because I didn't know before.
Yes.
The whole thing was a false image I didn't know before. But
100%.
awakening now, I found out that
Yes.
it was a lie, you know.
Yes. Yes. Understood. Yes. Understood. Yeah.
So yeah, I
No
think
Netflix.
oh no,
No Netflix for
no,
spiritual.
Netflix will not help you there. It will only it just either to confuse you, mislead you. The truth will not be put up there. They don't
Yeah.
put up there. They find a way to, you know. But I would love to hear what other people think too, because I really I said there's no way I'm going to be sending money to these people every month while they're uh, spreading lies about Isaiah, you know.
Yes. Yes. But I think you hit a good point though about the time management too, because I think, that may be a piece. Seems like whenever you're trying to get a handle on how you're stewarding or managing anything, your time or your resources or whatever it is, if you kind of stop and take an inventory, you're like, wait a minute, I just wasted 3 hours over here when I thought I didn't have time to pray, but I had 3 hours for that, so, but just being aware of how we're managing our time is it's a big thing too. And not just time, but everything, how are we stewarding our life really? Because, my husband and I, we're working on our finances because we're like, boy, we're wasting a lot of money, and then you think I don't have, and you realize, no, I do have, I just wasn't managing it properly, so, but even with spiritual growth though, I think if we look at how we're spending our time, we will find that we do have space there, for prayer. We do have time there for that. It's just that we're letting the distractions, keep us from it. And we're, like you said, the system is dangling something in front of us and we go to look at that instead of looking where the life really is. So
That's
yeah,
why
time management.
social media, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
it is for distraction to keep
yeah, it
eyes
is.
away from the Most High, you know.
Yeah.
So
But you know what, we can find some good programs like the Beulah Charity Network,
right, right, yes,
Yeah, but there are some great teachers though. So YouTube, or just find something that is edifying you spiritually. So if we have the tools, so but just we manage it rather than letting it manage us. Okay.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we prioritize things and just catch ourselves when we find ourselves reaching for that phone to go to Facebook or reaching to go, we just
Yeah.
catch ourselves and try and turn that timing around and use that time a bit more wisely. That would always help.
Yes.
Another
Yes.
very good way, I just thought about something. Another very good way is singing. Sing, like you said, you
Yes.
let the music start to play in your head involuntarily, because
Yeah.
you listen to something long enough and it starts to play.
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
Yes, it does.
yeah.
It's very powerful. Very powerful. Yes. And I think I got that. I heard brother Jonathan say to pray with the music.
Yes.
And I didn't used to do that, but then I did it and I was like, wow, yeah, that's really good. So that's something new I've just added. I've learned that, and it is very powerful. It is. I love to sing, but the music, even when you're praying, it just it does something. It I don't know. It's just very powerful, very powerful. So just even in the background, just turn it on and then just begin to worship, and let the love and the words flow or whatever. Then you'll grow even doing that. So there are things that we could do.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and then let me see. Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of it. I mean, we'd love to hear from the audience, then anyone who has more to add to this. just let us know how you manage your time and how you get to grow spiritually. Or you have any suggestions here that could help other people, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you so much, Sister Renee, for your time. I've enjoyed the conversation a lot. And
Yes.
so I guess we will be seeing you all very soon.
Very good. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Salak Kiambote. That means goodbye in Kikongo. I just learned that through Pastor Mello.
Oh, say it again.
So, Salak Kiambote.
Salak Kiambote.
Exactly.
It
means
awesome.
Goodbye. Yeah. Why in Kikongo.
Awesome. Awesome. That touches me.
Nice. So yeah, I guess I'll see you soon. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back with more videos.